If video games taught me one thing, it's definitely the fact that all great video games have side game modes. Expanding the playable options by giving the players something else to do, but still in that environment they love so dearly. In Overwatch 2's case, it's the arcade with some occasional pearls among the garbage. For Fortnite, it's the creative branch, and my favorite example that are zombies in Call of Duty. At least the old ones.
Are you actually kidding?
The day of me writing this script, Team Fortress 2 has dropped a new Halloween update, and I am way more excited to talk about the new game mode added than the pathetic excuse of a content drop that is Overwatch 2 Battle Pass refresh. For those who aren't aware, the new mode ZI, that stands for Zombies in My Ass, is a fantastic addition to the roster of playable game modes, and there is no better time to implement this feature officially than the beloved Scream Fortress. I say officially because the game already had this mode running in some custom servers, and I myself got to experience it multiple times before. The mode was very fun, but it always had that awful image of just being a chaotic and messy custom minigame, but with the introduction of vScript in the game, that is no longer the case. You won't see forced pop-up text that lets you know what is happening. Now you have a clean custom HUD that tells you everything you need to know when playing this mode. All the technical stuff from the backside also mean that the mode will run as smooth as your typical Dust Bowl server, which is lovely. So now, with all of that mumbo jumbo about how Valve has once again resurrected this game with a singular feature, let's talk about zombies in Team Fortress 2. I'll start by explaining the basics, so just in case you're too busy fighting Merasmus on Ghost Fort, you know exactly what the hype is about. ZI is an asymmetrical game mode where one team, Red in this case, is given only one life, and they play as the healthy humans. Blue, on the other hand, is representing the undead team. At the start of the match, after a short setup period, a few random people from Red will be chosen as the first infected, and if a Red player dies, he will respawn as a zombie in the Blue team respectively. The Blue players can respawn infinitely and are limited to only melee attacks, and upon a kill from the Blue side, the timer goes up by a few seconds. The Red team is victorious if even a singular Red player survives the entire time period, and the Blue team wins if all of the players get infected. And that's it. That's the entire game mode, and it really does sound very simple, and the powerful charm of all of this is that in reality it is that basic. There is no annoying objective to push throughout the map, there are no silver plates the player will brainlessly fight over, and most importantly, there is no intelligence, nor briefcases. The only objective you need to focus on is frag before you get fragged, and I love it. It activates that most primitive and fun part of video games most players and I myself carve, which is simply focusing the entire fun on players themselves. But if that's the case, aren't the Blue zombies less fun to play because of their weapon restrictions? Well, my friend, you must be new here, because we're talking about Team Fortress 2, a class-based shooter. And this mode is as class-based as Left 4 Dead Infected. Every class in Blue is given their own special ability, which not only gives more depth to the mode, but also makes your gameplay more personalized. Each character has their ability designed to fit his original self, so for example, Scout is still fast and Pyro is still annoying, but to give you a more in-depth description, here's a quick segment where I explain each ability of each class on the zombie side. Scout.
Oh, I just clippy-clomped my hoof up your ass!
Scout is, as expected, the one who runs fast. He is good at ambushing the lone wolf type of humans, and he is great at finishing the game off when there are only a few people remaining. Soldier.
This corpse has got to move, ladies!
Soldier couldn't live without his mobility, so even if he's dead, he can still jump in some silly ways to reach places otherwise impossible to climb, and maybe surprise his enemies from unexpected angles. Pyro. Pyro is great against other Pyros, and he doesn't need to damage the enemies directly, as upon death he will explode with gasoline, making him a Boomer 2.0 from Left 4 Dead 2. Demoman. Speaking of Left 4 Dead, Demoman is simply a charger with a C4 belt strapped around his face. His ability makes him invincible for a moment, and shortly after charges in, exploding on impact. Heavy.
As promised, Heavy will now lay egg in your mouth.
Heavy is living up to his name and becomes the ultimate tank of the zombies team. He not only soaks a lot of damage, but when he finally gets to you, can pack the mightiest of punches, even sending people off the map sometimes. Engineer.
You ladies shoulda oughta brought some unicorns with you.
Stupidly enough, Engineer counters the Engineer, having a very powerful EMP grenade at his disposal, which will not only disable sentries and other buildings, but also damage them significantly and open a window for a push for your allies. Medic.
Kill them all! Shh! 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 Kill them all! It's enough!
The first zombie that isn't selfish, because although Medic can be effective on his own, there is nothing stronger than helping a coordinated push, helping all of your undead allies stay alive just long enough to do some serious harm. Sniper.
Hoot! Hoot! Sniper owl!
Sniper lives up to his name as well, as he himself doesn't shove himself onto the enemies, but rather spits from a distance, annoying, distracting, and sometimes even eliminating the humans. Spy.
Oh, yes!
Spy is useless, don't play Spy. As you can see, this mode isn't just your typical attack-defend mode. With the asymmetric type of gameplay, you ensure there is tension, risk and fun on both sides of the match. Every annoying or otherwise overpowered piece of firepower that are sentries, for example, can be countered in some way. Both teams have more than enough tools to achieve their goals, and that's great. My honest opinion about the mode is that I wish it could stay as a side game mode like Manpower or the Groot Keep melee only mode. With the Voodoo Curse Soul cosmetic item being in the game since 2012, I think I'm speaking for the majority of the community by saying it has been a long time since some form of zombies mode was officially added to the game. And from all the playtime I already spent on it, I can see it becoming part of my casual TF2 experience package. It is a nice breakaway from the linear map objective based gameplay, and I just love zombies overall. Be it Call of Duty Ghosts Infected or the previously mentioned Left 4 Dead. If you have not tried the mode yourself already, I highly recommend giving it a fair chance, outside farming your spooky contracts. And not going to lie here, I can't wait to see more maps being supported by this mode. And speaking of contracts, check out this video if you want to speedrun them. Harvest or even Hightower could work in my opinion, and other than that, I would like to personally thank the wonderful people who made this project possible this year. I think you guys did an amazing job, and it is very nice to see such high polish implemented in the game from the community. Because yes, if you didn't know already, Team Fortress 2 is mainly in the community's hands now, and even if there are some mishaps here and there, I am very thankful there is some real talented and passionate people who create gems like ZI. That is it for today's video. Overwatch 2 sucks. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.